Sam, I was wondering if you could maybe walk us through maybe the timeline of how Coach Petrino, when he first popped up on your radar, and just kind of how this all unfolded over the last week or so.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to interview him, and I wanted to talk to him, and I think one of the things that I said in one of my criterias that I wanted was a man that loved the University of Arkansas, and it'd be hard to find someone that felt stronger towards Arkansas than Coach Petrino. And so obviously the next step is to talk to the athletic director about that. I interviewed several guys, 5 guys for the job, and Coach was very excited about coming back to Arkansas. And then once I knew his interest back in us, it was really a no-brainer at that point in time. And then it was just all about making the contract and the timeline and all those things work.
Hire and required special approval and everything like that. Just I know that the chancellor said y'all did your due diligence and everything like that. But if you could provide some insight on what that process looked like, the due diligence and everything like that.
That part of it, I think that's all. With Hunter and those guys, I wanted to hire him. I know he's a good man. We all make a mistake, and I wanted to hire him. He was the best candidate. He's a wonderful person, and I was adamant I wanted to hire him, and he was adamant he wanted to come. So the university went to work on all that kind of stuff.
I was curious, Coach. I'm sure we all are on timeline when it popped in your head that maybe I'll give Bobby Petrino a call or see if that's a possibility. Point.
To be honest with you, I got a text from his agent that he would have interest, and then that was where the timing was correct, right, because of the Texas A&M and all that kind of stuff. And but I think it was probably a 10-day process, something like that, before the time I first started talking to guys until Coach was able to get here.
After the Missouri game, you talked about momentum with NIL, big splash OC hire and stuff. Did you have it in your head then that this was a possibility, and was it kind of by design to have the NIL Arkansas edge and Petrino and out at the same day?
I think you're always thinking of ways to get the fan base. I think you're always thinking, and obviously when you lose a lot of close games and you don't finish the season like you'd like to, I think your mind goes back to, okay, how can we continue to get the fans involved in things? So I think there's always an order of how you do things and all that, and we're probably not done yet.
I want to ask what you thought of in terms of hiring Bobby, like how much you might lean on him in situations, timeouts, things like that, because of his vast experience doing the same thing.
I think anytime that you have somebody on your staff that's been a head coach and a successful head coach, you always go over situations and you go back and forth and talk about, okay, you're watching tape. Okay, what will we do here? What will we do here? What do you think in this, that, and other? I did that with Barry a lot as well, because he had SEC experience, and obviously congratulations to him. They're playing the championship game. Just really happy for him. But it's not just that; it's a daily basis of having somebody in there that's been through it, and you just run things by and visit about it, and then try to do what you think is the best decision for the team.
Aside from the success he's had here at Arkansas, what have you seen at some of his more recent stops that you made him kind of the desirable candidate for you?
Well, I mean, they about beat us out here at Missouri State. 4th and 1, he throws a touchdown pass on us, or 3rd and 1. I can't remember. I think it was 4th and 1. You had to ask him. I tried to put it out of my mind. But I mean, he's Bobby Petrino, man, and he's a wonderful mind. Um, and he loves the state of Arkansas. He's a wonderful play caller, great guy. And I want to win here as bad as anybody any of y'all. And that was what I thought would be the best for us to win.
Right. You heard the student section chanting his name. You knew maybe what type of popularity he'd be walking back into here.
I was hoping so. I mean, it was wonderful. I mean, you had the BMFP shirts, made. And I think Coach asked one of the guys, what's that stand for? If we were having trouble figuring that out. But no, it's my suggestion to go over the Duke game. I want to show him off too now. I mean, I'm proud that he came here, and we got a lot of work to do. But yeah, we want to get over there and support the basketball team. And man, what a heck of a game they played! And congratulations to them. I text Muss, and it was a great. It's been a great few days for the state of Arkansas, in my opinion.
And Coach, of course, there's fans who maybe are concerned or who do not agree with this second chance opportunity. What's your message to them?
Well, you're gonna have people don't agree with a lot of things in life, and my message is that we're doing the best we possibly can do for the state of Arkansas and University of Arkansas. But if every decision I make or everything that I've done, I'm worried about how it's going to be received, then I'm not being true to myself. And to me, this was the best hire for our university, our program, and our state. And so I'm going to stand very firm behind that. And if people don't like it, I'm sorry.
And you anticipate any other staff changes on your coaching staff?
Yeah, I do. I think there'll be some, but I'm not ready to talk about it, but I don't think we'll be intact totally next season.
And will Bobby have full control of the offense? I know at A&M it's kind of a mix of what
Yeah.
Bo did or
I
whatever.
don't know that, but yeah, he's offensive coordinator, and just like KB was, just like Dan Enos was, he got a job to do, and I don't know how I can allow him to do a job if he's not. It ain't his offense. So we hired him because he's a brilliant offensive mind, and it's his offense. That's just what it is, just like it was Kendall Brow, just like it was Dan's. I'm always going to have input on what my feelings are of things, but he's offensive coordinator, and that's what he's hired to do.
Letting the recruits know that he was going to be your guy. Did you reach out to them? Did you have Bobby call in himself? Just how did that process go? What's been the reception on the recruiting trail?
Well, I mean, we was trying to keep it quiet, but I was in on all these player evals and leaving and all that, and we was trying to keep it quiet. So y'all let him know, that he was coming back, which always happens, by the way. I'm not being negative there; it just happens. So I was getting a lot of calls. I didn't have to call them. I was getting a lot of calls, and there was a lot of excitement about it. But we didn't have to worry about calling the kids. They were calling us.
I know the roster is still pretty fluid at this moment, but KJ specifically, do you think does this maybe hold some weight with him? And would you like to have him come back and have the opportunity to play for?
I'd rather not really answer that out of respect for KJ and things of that nature. But KJ's given to the university, good years and set a lot of records and things of that nature. And whatever he wants to do, we'll be supportive of it.
Pick up the phone to talk to them. I'm just curious, like, what's the emotion you feel? I don't know. You got like heat in your back of your neck, or you just calm and collected? Like, what is like your internal feeling when you're calling Bobby Petrino about the job? You get a pit in your stomach? I don't know.
I don't know. No, well,
Is it just cool? Hey, brother, what's up?
No. First time or two, I didn't FaceTime him, and after that I did, but, I was trying to be honest with you. I was just trying to find the best man for the job. And in my opinion, I did. And, so that's all I was trying to do.
Allow you also, I don't know this day and age, because it's the same with Kendall and Dan, as you said, in terms of them handling the offense, but your job has changed so much
Yeah.
just in terms of, you're almost like a GM
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. You obviously feel that.
Yeah, I think so. I think Arkansas Edge is, whatever the name is for everybody else. I think that's changed a lot of your head coaching responsibilities, and more than that, time, whether it's raising the money or trying to figure out, where different guys, are going to be able to set in the NIL and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think just a lot more time, and obviously, we have guys that, come in going into the portal, and you're not going to talk them out of it, but simply because they've already been poached by somebody else and told the finances and everything else. We do not do that here. We don't, but it happens all the time. And NCAA at some point has to put some type of penalties on people that are poaching players, because it's going around the country, everywhere. We're not. So that puts a lot more time into, the portal. You got to go D2 portal, junior college portal, 1AA portal, BCS portal, and then you've got to go with obviously the portal in Division One. So there's just a lot of time that happens in recruiting, and you can imagine this, Trey, that the portal opens up in December, it opens up in April. So you have two opportunities for someone to poach financially your players. And so that's why it was so important for us to get the Arkansas Edge.
I know I've heard ADs and coaches talk before, like they've always kind of got a list of coaches in mind that if a position ever came open, that they might be interested in them. I wondered if, having faced him at Missouri State and having to scheme against him, did that ever cross your mind? Like, hey, if I ever had the opportunity, I might want to have him work for me.
I'll be honest, it really didn't. I think the first time that it really did was when I got a text, from his agent. And I was assuming that if I got a text from his agent, that there was some interest there, as well. And so I just picked up the phone, and I don't know if I had hair raised on the back of my neck or not, but I think I just picked up the phone and we visited, so, once I figured we could do the deal, then the closer I thought we could get to doing it, the more excited I have about, more excitement I had about it. And the bottom line is we need to win games. And I thought that was the best possible way we could do it.
As far as that interview goes, how far along would you say you are percentage wise? And that's got to be like each guy got, a great meeting, a bad meeting. It's got to be very up and down for you.
I was done I was through it. We had a recruiting meeting at 2:00 this afternoon. I was done about 1:55, and I'm completed. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, and got through all, however many it was, maybe 100 guys or whatever it was, a little bit more. And so we're through. And you talk about the portal and all this kind of stuff. I feel really good about where we're at on the football team, but obviously things can change simply because of the fluidity with phone calls to talking to coaches and all this kind of stuff. So we got a great university, a great situation here. Arkansas Edge is helping us tremendously. And we want to keep the guys, obviously, on the team that we want to keep. But we can't if they don't want to, but that's why the portal's open, and we'll go out and replace them.
Coach, take us back to the brief conversation y'all had right after that game out here. And if there's ever been conversations like at conventions with you and Coach Petrino, and if there's any relationship that kind of goes back through the years.
To be honest with you, there's a hell of a lot of respect from me for him. And the communication, I don't know, Coach may remember something different, but I think the first time I really spoke to him was when Missouri State was out here. And at that time, I told him that I was grateful for him and thankful for him because we had used everything that he had done here in recruiting, and it was helping us. And I told him that I appreciate him for that. And I can't recall what was said after the game, to be honest with you, but I believe, unless he remembers a different time, I believe that was really the time we had spoke. All right, guys.